After nearly 2 years, one of New Bedford's most iconic cultural landmarks is ready to welcome audiences back. On January 16th, the Zeiterion Performing Arts Center officially reopened its doors, marking the completion of a comprehensive, top-to-bottom restoration of this nearly 100-year-old building. Throughout the final year of construction, New Bedford Cable Network had the unique opportunity to chronicle this transformation as it unfolded. Each step of the journey was guided by Nicole Marusi, Vice President of Strategic Advancement at the Zeiterion, who led us through all 3 tours during the renovation process. Our first visit, back in February of 2025, showed a theater in its earliest stages of rebirth. The space was filled with dirt, concrete, and heavy machinery, bulldozers where audiences would one day sit, a powerful reminder of just how extensive this restoration would be. By August, the vision was taking shape, walls were rising, details were emerging, and we were given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, standing high above the auditorium floor, close enough to touch the ceiling and see the intricate artwork and craftsmanship up close. Now, just 1 week before opening night, Nicole invited us back for a final walkthrough, and the transformation is nothing short of remarkable.
The color scheme in here and the paint is just absolutely stunning to me. The gold, and that's
The chandelier?
Chandelier is back, all cleaned and restored and repainted in places, and she's got some new tassels as well and baubles. So the orchestra pit has several positions. It has a storage position, it has the orchestra position when the orchestra is in, and then it comes up to this height, and there are about 25 additional seats that can go in here. And you can see that there are cutouts on these banisters, so these are removable, and that's how we access the seating. They're also removable so that we can access the organ. The Mighty Wurlitzer organ, which is original to this building. Will be stored down in one of the storage areas that is actually below us right now, and that's how it'll come up. It'll come up through the orchestra pit. We'll remove this, and then it'll go into its playing position over there in the corner. So we have a whole new accessible ramp. It starts up at the top there and comes along the outside. That's what that wall is for. It's on the other side of that wall. We closed off 3 of the Spring Street doors to make that possible. That also improves acoustic isolation. So they'll be able to travel down here. We have several positions for accessible seating. In fact, some of these seats are built on sleds. So the whole thing is removable, and then you can put a wheelchair in and then companion seating. We also have a few positions in the very back of the house for the same.
It's just unbelievable what has transpired here in a very short period of time.
Right.
Crazy, really. I mean, the last time we were here, not even 4 months ago, there was scaffolding in this place.
Right.
Is this what you envisioned?
It's beyond my expectations, is what I would say. Yeah. Every space is more exciting than even we had. The vision you had from the renderings gave you a good feeling of what it was going to look like. And a lot of times when I walk in, it's like, oh my God, I'm walking into the rendering. It looks just like it, but it just exceeds my expectations. This room, the theater itself.
How does this theater look with this renovation? How does this compare to the other ones? Because this doesn't happen every day.
It doesn't happen every day, I would say. I think the recently restored theaters, this is absolutely on par with that. But I would say there is something about what we've done here, not only in the restoration, but in the renovation and the creation of new spaces, in particular for this city and this region, that I think this might be one of the most special renovations and use of space, creative use of space. I think this is just an absolute gift to this region and to this city.
The tour began as always in the lobby, where the historic charm meets modern convenience. A newly designed box office and lounge create an inviting space for patrons to gather before the show.
Yeah, so this is now our expanded lobby. This is the Baker family lobby. So much room. New retail windows, and then the leaded glass fully restored and brought back, and now it's got like a weather protection on it. So now you'll be able to check in at the door, and this whole area will be open for patrons, so less of the people like in a line around the corner and more people coming in and enjoying and grabbing a drink.
The one thing you've always talked about is flow.
Yeah, this improves
Definitely.
the flow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Upstairs, the renovations expand beyond the stage. Here, you'll find the donor lounge, volunteer lounge, and the movement studio designed to support performances, education, and community engagement. And from the lighting booth, there's a breathtaking view of the auditorium, offering a rare perspective of the theater few ever get to see. Some of the most important upgrades are also the most practical. The bathrooms, for example, long a source of audience feedback, have been completely redesigned. And inside the auditorium, the brand new seating offers comfort worthy of the world-class performances that will grace the stage.
Well, I think that people have realized too, since the renovation started, I mean, you haven't had anything here. And I think there was that expectation. I mean, obviously you can't, but you always expected there'd be something going on.
Right.
And for a long time now, we haven't had anything. And it's really not that long because, as you said, this has gone very quickly for a project of this magnitude.
Yeah.
But when it's not there, people are like, oh, you can't go for a Thursday night show or something like that.
Right. It had of course, we didn't love being closed. We knew we had to be closed, and we did our best to remain relevant in the world and in the community while we were. But there was a silver lining to that, and I think it's that the community has realized how important the Z is and how much it brings to this area, how much vibrancy. And the way that I think we've told the story of the restoration with your help and other outlets and our own storytelling has really gotten people excited about what's happening here.
There's such an emphasis, even more so now, on community in this, I say the organizations, but in this building now.
Yeah.
This is really more of a community building than it ever was.
Absolutely. Yeah. Over the last couple of years while we've been closed for construction, we went through the planning phases and then completed a strategic plan. And that was very intentional, and that plan was that really what we were doing is creating a community hub, and that was what was central to this space and this building. And we needed to, as we were transforming the building, we knew we needed to transform our plans for how we operationalize it and bring it to life. So community is at the center. That is essentially what we do here. We bring people together for connection and to have a shared human experience, to experience somebody's storytelling from the stage, to create a memory with the person you're sitting with, your family or your friend, and now new spaces to gather. And I would say those spaces are harder and harder to find in our world. We are choosing home and the comfort of our couch more and more. And we're really excited to reopen and bring people back together. I think that is at the heart of it.
This is amazing.
Isn't it fun?
The floor was dirt when we first came down here. Look at this.
It sure was. So it really gives you that kind of, as we said, this is meant to feel a little bit rustic, gritty, found space. So, just the polished concrete floor, you've got the exposed ceilings and all the mechanicals and piping and stuff. You'll notice this chevron is kind of a theme throughout the building. This is a fun kind of blown out version of a chevron, but you'll see we have it throughout upstairs in the floors, in the box office. A lot of tiles are chevron, so herringbone.
I like the wood too.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And this is a completely autonomous space. So there's a lot of acoustic isolation between upstairs.
It's a good
and down
size
here.
space, though.
Yeah, it's about comfortably 65 people when we have the cabaret style seating. These are not the seats for this room, but occupancy is 125 for standing room. We see this as a valuable civic asset. That might not be the, most eloquent way to put it, but that is what we're doing here, right? We're building community. We are adding value and vibrancy to this region, the city, and in bringing people together, that is how we understand each other. That is how we build empathy, and that is an investment for the people who live here.
I think the thing that you said too is you're creating an experience, and really that's all it is.
Yeah.
Just a chance for people to escape their day, their struggles and whatever, and just for an hour, 2 hours, enjoy family,
Right.
enjoy friends, enjoy quality entertainment, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I've always said that our product isn't actually the art. We are presenting somebody else's art, somebody else's product. Our product here is the experience.
You were talking before that people are already booking the speakeasy room, so you're already seeing
We are.
the fruits of your labor.
We are, yeah, and we will continue to see those. And I think once we get people into this building, because already when we do invite people in for tours, the building sells itself.
Oh yes.
And all of a sudden you see light bulbs go off. Like, oh my goodness, we could use this way and we could do this here. And I'm gonna tell so-and-so because I think they could use this in this room in this way. So it's really exciting. And I think once people start walking through the doors, it's even gonna grow. We are so pleased with the choices that our architects made. I mean, just even like the brass railing feels special. So
and this is the third area.
Concession bar.
Yep.
And then this will be, because of the grand staircase, always sort of in conjunction with the lobby and the performances in the theater. We'll use this as like a member lounge or a donor lounge up here on show nights. But when we don't have show nights, it can be.
You can rent it out or whatever.
Yep, or we can do our own programming. Lecture series would be lovely up here, meeting space. Yeah.
Cool.
Cocktail parties. This is a live feed to the theater. So they are right off the elevator. And then they'll have a live feed to the theater to be able to know exactly when they have to get up and go.
Wow, look at this.
You've got the curtain so you can close off the mirrors when you need to. It is a partially sprung floor. It is a floor that is the right material for dance, but still all a durable choice, so it doesn't, feel like we have to be super precious or purist about the room.
It's so bright. The windows are very nice too.
Yeah, so this is all LED, mimicking daylight. I think it has some different settings, but it also is the acoustic isolation. I think we've explained this before, between the lounge below us and this room, so it gives that ability to have different events, and then it boxes in the windows.
It seems, I know we were in here before, but this actually finish seems bigger than
Doesn't it?
than what it was
Yeah.
when we saw it in August.
Yeah.
This is a really good sized
Yeah,
place.
it's very cool.
The thing is now is you're more of a 365-day facility than you ever were.
Right.
Because chances are any day or every day of the year you could have something taking place in one of the venues.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But that shows that you are, again, it comes back to community. You're opening the building now for more than just the big production.
Right. Right. Whereas one time it was turn the lights on, people got dressed up, they came in, they watched a show, they went home, the lights went off. This is now an opportunity to be open more hours of the day, more days of the week, more weeks of the year, so that we give more people the opportunity to walk through these doors and have an experience here. And that experience isn't solely sitting in these red seats and enjoying a performance, although that will always be the centerpiece of what we do. It's so many other things.
Well, you've talked about education being a huge part of now of what the plan is, the strategic plan that you, as you said, you've sort of changed it. But you said that education now, one of the shows you talked about, that's an important part now of your mission.
It always has been. It's been a centerpiece of this organization really since the Z was restored in 1982. There has always been a robust school matinee series. We call it the School Time program, where we bring schools in during the school day. They come on field trips and they experience a live performance. And for many kids, it's their very first experience in a theater like this.
What is do you have sort of like a 90-day plan right now, or 120? Do you have something like just to get your feet off the ground as an organization? Do you have? You've got a long-range plan, I know that, but you've got to, as you said, you're still figuring things out.
Operational plan. Yeah. We didn't. So the calendar is quite full for January, February, and March, but it's not as completely full as we could make it. Right? We aren't. We're slowly dipping our toe into the multiple things happening in different spaces. So we'll spend a lot of our downtime in the first quarter really just learning how to use this building.
It's a learning process for you guys too.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. It's how do we move people through, what is the best way to get to where you need to go when multiple people are going in different directions. But there is a lot of also brand new technology in this building, an immense amount of technology.
Well, it was, I think, February. You saw all the wiring.
Like spaghetti.
It was literally like spaghetti, the wiring that was in the building.
Yeah. From the closed circuit television live feeds in certain rooms so that you can always have access to what's happening here in the theater. The sound of the theater can be piped in throughout. It also can be separate. This room has always had an incredible amount of technology, right, being a theater, but the upgrades to the sound, surround sound now, increased lighting positions.
Even the orchestra pit that rises now.
Yeah, they just tested that the other day, so that is in good shape. And believe it or not, they put like 4 scissor lifts on it to load test it and moved it up and down, so it works.
But that's new technology that you certainly didn't have before.
Absolutely. And we say the word a lot, but it's a game changer.
One of the things that when I was looking at the schedule of events that I think is really cool, because it's people might say, well, we don't have the money or whatever, but for example, Movie Mondays.
Yep, very accessible.
That's such a small thing, but you'll get people here that to see a production on a movie on the big screen in a theater. This was a movie theater.
Right.
That's amazing, but that's again an example of doing something.
Yeah.
Community-wise, that really anybody can afford.
Right, low cost, shared experience, films that many people have probably seen, but even more special, sort of coming into a place like this to experience it and rewatch it together. And some of those are strategically planned for matinees, intentionally gearing towards the senior population to kind of combat senior isolation and a lot of the isolation that we've been experiencing since the pandemic, I think, but especially for our senior population. So that particular program is aimed directly at that.
The one thing, obviously, as far as the funding goes, it's a constant battle for you. I know that. You talked about, which I think is really cool, in the lobby, the main lobby there, the the Sarah Delano
Yep.
piece
Yep.
where you show
The legacy
donors and what have you, the nameplates on the back of the chairs. Are those things going well right now?
Yeah, very well, very well. We have exceeded our fundraising expectations for this project. But meanwhile, we also have to fundraise for the operations of the organization. We are a nonprofit organization. We have a healthy earned revenue stream through and growing through things like ticket sales and rentals. But we intentionally raise money to make our mission possible, to make it possible for people to experience the arts at a low entry point, removing those barriers to entry, making it affordable for schools to come and see daytime performances during the school day.
New Bedford has such an arts reputation.
It does.
So to have this facility now only enhances what is already well known in the well known throughout the arts community, that this is a place to go to. This is a city to go to.
That's right. That's right. And yeah, for the performing arts especially, this space really elevates New Bedford's kind of place on the map as an artistic destination. But then you think about that in the time frame that we're completing this project and what's happening in this downtown area. The Whaling Museum is kicking off their construction project to expand their spaces and galleries. The Art Museum has been working really hard to expand their offerings to the community and create new space in their building, right? So it all is part of the ecosystem, and we all exist because of each other, right? We're all building on
Yes,
each
absolutely.
other.
You all help each other
Yeah.
out, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would assume too that obviously doing this renovation, it helps, as you said, with raising money because people now see and believe.
Absolutely.
But I would assume that it also helps attracting talent, whatever
Right.
performers,
Right.
whatever they may be. But I would assume that people who are on the performing side will say, "Well, I want to go there now."
Right. Yeah, that's what we hope, for sure.
Because you're in competition trying to get
Very much so.
acts.
Very much so. And we are an independent local venue. We do all of our own programming. And we are in Massachusetts and New England, which is pretty densely populated with other venues. Outside of we're the only venue within a 45-mile
I was going to
radius.
say,
But
we're strategic. This is a strategically placed venue because
we are pretty fortunate for that.
I mean, you got, Providence and you got
Yep.
Boston, but really, where else?
We're fortunate to have, performance venues at UMass Dartmouth and Bristol Community College and New Bedford High School. But it became quickly apparent the infrastructure that the Zeiterion offers that is even beyond that is necessary to do the types of performances that we do here. So that even added to the case for, why a space like this is so important. I've said to lots of people, and I will continue to say it, both personally and professionally, this is one of the proudest accomplishments of my life.
Well, you and the whole staff, like I said, Penny and
Yeah.
Rosemary and everybody, congrats.
Thank you.
It's a
Yeah.
great job, and it's been great working with you, and I'm sure we're going to be working with you more too.
Yes, absolutely. We're so grateful for the way that you've stepped in and told the story alongside us and amplified. It's captivating people's attention and it's really exciting, but the opportunity to know the story, to continue to tell it, build on the legacy, think about what's new and what's next for this venue, for this art form, and for the city and this region. I think we're just really grateful that you've been our partner to tell this story alongside and document it. It's important.
We got more to tell too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Nicole Marusi, our guest. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you again soon.